Am I going right now? Or are we like?
I fixed it.
You fixed it. We're going. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are 5 words. Those are our 5 words. We're starting with bonk. Would you like to guess what bonk is about?
No.
I'm going to go with like traumatic brain injuries and GLP-1s being helpful.
Ding, ding, ding.
No.
So there was new research dropped literally yesterday about how GLP-1s can help folks with concussion and traumatic brain injury. And not in the way that you're thinking. GLP-1s aren't like coming in and like sprinkling fairy dust and healing people, but they're creating an environment that is more stable for healing to happen. Really? Which is really interesting because it helps with neuroinflammation and things like that. But they found that the process of action in this research was more so the stability of the environment versus like the healing and the lessening of inflammation, which is a really cool idea, I thought too.
What equals stability?
So like stable glucose, stable insulin, no spikes in the metabolism, because apparently with traumatic brain injury, you can have a lot of like fluctuations in that. And I will say, as a person who has had a TBI and a stroke, wild blood sugar spikes and drops. So it is interesting because like this is TMI, whatever. But after my stroke, I was just like insatiably hungry. Like I thought about eating my couch cushion at one point because I was just like, I've got to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. My stomach's like distended, but I just had this insatiable hunger for like 2 weeks. And I could see how your blood sugar being crazy would do that because I felt it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Interesting. I do think blood sugar and anxiety go together a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't know if I've told you this, but like I used a continuous glucose monitor. I noticed like the last 2 days on a weekly GLP-1 schedule, like I was getting glucose spikes. It would be like middle of the night, glucose spike, less productive at work, glucose spike, like irritable, like not able to focus, like glucose spike. So I think there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. I mean,
our bodies are complicated.
A lot of the doctors have said before that like our body prepares to eat and digest just by seeing things. Like it's already like salivating and like changing in the brain and preparing for it to like enter and digest. Like it's crazy. It makes us sound all animal-y. And I know we are one, but it's just, but the way they describe it, it's like, man, that's intense.
That is intense.
That is really cool to know though. Like I really want to get a neurologist on the show. I've had a neurologist one time, but I'm not going to lie. He didn't seem like he knew a lot. And I want a one that is more.
It's very emerging right now, you know, dementia, Parkinson's, there's all sorts of research around GLP-1s in those areas as well, but it's also cutting edge and emerging. It'd be cool to find a researcher who's doing some of this cutting edge.
I really want Dr. Is it Grunge? No. I don't know. She's been on GLP-1s and she's a neurologist, but she does like, no, she does like, isn't that what the spine is? Like the spine and the brain. That's what she does, right? She's a neurosurgeon. She's in Georgia. And I've called and everything. I'm like, I'll get a studio. Let's do this. Let's talk about
that. That would be so cool.
I know.
I would love that.
I called. She's a big deal. She's got like a bazillion followers. Anyway, digress.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So 1 point, Sabina, for knowing right off the bat. Okay. So we still have 4 more words. Lettuce, entering the chat, TikTok, and backyard. I feel like one of those is obvious, but the other ones are not.
Okay.
Which one do you think is obvious?
The TikTok.
I'm not telling you the answers.
I just want to know which one you think is obvious.
Okay.
TikTok. I think TikTok's the obvious one.
I think TikTok's the obvious one too, because I was just going to mention that TikTok had a huge outage. They're blaming it on the loss of power, but also across the GLP-1 space before the power outage, there was a widespread difference in feeds for these people. And I personally got a notification about the removal of the GLP-1 hashtag. And that is across the board.
You got a notification about it?
Yeah. So when some hashtags get removed from the platform, you will get notifications from them occasionally, not always. But I got the notification that the GLP-1 hashtag had been removed. I looked through all my accounts. I looked through y'all's accounts. I looked everywhere. It's been removed. And you can tell because it's not bolded anymore. Inactive hashtags are not in a bold font. They're in a, whatever the opposite of bold is called, regular font. Yeah. But yes, the GLP-1 hashtag has been removed from TikTok. I did try today to put it in there. You can put it in there, but as soon as you post it, it goes dead. So stop using that hashtag if you're a creator in the space. Use GLP-1 community, GLP-1 cool stuff, GLP-1 whatever. Those are all still active.
How many could we make just to piss them off. Let's play that. That's a fun game.
GLP-1 too.
GLP-1.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
I'm wondering too, like I remember Mike a while ago, he was talking about there's like a different acronym really for what these medicines are. Like, cause
anti-obesity medicines.
Yeah. Like anti-obesity medicines or something like that, where it was like we should change. I actually think I updated my profiles, whatever the acronym was. I was like, that's never going to take, but I'm going to try. Early adopter.
No, that's like a doctor term.
And also like GLP-1s are not just obesity medicines either.
Well, it took forever for us to say GLP-1s. Like when we were here back in the day, we were saying Ozempic and Mounjaro. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was we weren't talking about the class of the medicine. We were going, oh, it's like Ozempic. Everything was, oh, it's like Ozempic. And I feel like only in the past 6 months or so have people been like GLP-1s, like go talk to the doctor. Can I talk to you about GLP-1s? Like, so I think that's been a shift I've seen in social. Have y'all noticed? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at popular press headlines, they used to all say Ozempic, like you said. Now they say GLP-1. They say a lot of different stuff.
I'm really curious how this TikTok thing is going to go because America is obsessed with weight loss. And I feel like all of these millionaires and billionaires, especially if they're little chunksters at all, it's my fucking podcast. I can say what I want. If they are, and they're on a GLP-1, maybe they want it to, fly, you know what I mean? Or I don't know. Cause I feel like there's, they don't want to say tirzepatide, that's for sure. Or semaglutide. I can tell you that. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I can't help but wonder. That was really bad.
So I have a hot take on this. A theory.
Oh, for what? Theory. I like it.
I mean, obviously on TikTok, there's a ton of affiliates for telehealth companies. I think TikTok looks at that and they're like, that should be our money.
Absolutely.
I think that's like,
because they're not doing the TikTok shop. They're doing for somebody else.
Right. Like if they could put GLP-1s in the TikTok shop and that was like a good way to get a prescription, they would. But
I mean, they kind of did with those patches, remember?
Oh my God.
People were like letting it fly.
Made a ton of money off of those patches. And then I think they banned people who made videos about those patches after the fact, even though it was in the TikTok shop. You told me to make.
I think they went with it. They knew better, right? Yeah. They went with it and they were like, until we get flagged. This is all speculation. Don't sue me.
Yeah. Hearsay.
No, hearsay. All hearsay. I think that they let it fly and made as much money as they could. And then when they got flagged, they were like, we'll have some sort of punitive situation so that it looks like it was them doing it.
It wasn't us, it was other people.
We course corrected. You know what I mean? All speculation, pure speculation.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do have new language in the new TikTok guidelines that they released, whatever Monday. Not Monday, today's Monday, whatever Friday. It specifically says that promoting of weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
So
not allowed.
Yeah. Prescription drugs, telehealth, weight loss clinics.
But what equals promotion? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what
link in bio. I don't know.
But legitimately, the whole reason these bitches even have, sorry, I'm pissed. The whole reason these bitches even have a platform is because we go on there and talk about this stuff. So nobody would come to their stupid platform and buy anything if we weren't making content. So affiliate, if you think about it, like creators, like that's how people make money and feed their families and stuff. And we use their platform to do it. And they get a cut because they're able to sell them stuff because they're all addicted to our content that they're coming on. Sorry, I'm squirreling so bad. I'm really feeling the crash right now from the ADHD meds going away.
I'm living for it though. I think it makes good content.
Okay. I'm reeling it back in. Anyway, it's just a bunch of shit. And all the platforms are big dumber sense. But I find YouTube to be the most palatable.
YouTube is the most sane in some ways.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard anything crazy.
Yeah.
That's like my toxic trait is like I love TikTok because it's crazy.
Yeah.
YouTube's too stable for me.
I think we all hate TikTok for that exact same reason, right? Because it's like wild west, especially with what we do, right? But it is also really, it's great when things are going good. Like when you got a video that's like slang and getting lots of people that are following and lots of people that are reaching out and all this different stuff. But then when you're like not, and you're the dumps, I do think it's cyclical. I don't know if that's going to change. I can't even imagine how this is all going to work out. That's what I want to do on the show because I'm a nerd. I want to interview somebody who's like, this is how we're making this change happen to where we're like siphoning off. I think it's called sovereignty, actually. Nerd moment. I think it's called sovereignty, where you can like take things and put in data this way. All right. I'm sorry. I forgot my audience. I think that's what it's called. Next one. next
one. Okay. So lettuce entering the chat and backyard. I think these are harder.
I have no idea what lettuce entering the chat is.
Yeah.
Or is it lettuce?
Lettuce, period. Entering the chat is one.
Okay.
Backyard is one.
Okay.
I mean, can I wildly speculate on what lettuce is?
Yeah.
Something like, okay, I have two thoughts. Lettuce sales are up because of GLP-1s.
That's a fantastic thought.
Right. Or like, this is the wilder one. Like that there is like some kind of like food poisoning outbreak with lettuce, and then people with GLP-1s are more resistant to getting food poisoning. I don't know.
Okay, that's like some sci-fi awesomeness. Love that. Not it. Neither are right.
Not it.
But speculative, that's awesome. Kim, you got any guesses? You want me to tell you?
No, I'm going with, I have no idea. I mean, I would think something about prices being up or down.
So this is more on the sci-fi realm, I'm going to tell you. Oh, okay. Scientists have put GLP-1 genetics into lettuce, and they're feeding it to people, and people are feeling the effects of the GLP-1.
How is
it's freaking cool. You can eat
a measuring feeling the effect.
How is it different than like a vitamin
control is the standard measure of GLP-1 effectiveness in trials.
Does that mean like, okay, so like wild take off of that. So like we put folic acid in like bread, and there was just a law passed, I don't remember if it's everywhere or just California, where you put folic acid into like corn tortillas. And what that's for is to like make sure we're all getting our nutritional needs met. And then when pregnant women have enough folic acid, it dramatically decreases birth defects. So I wonder if that's a test for like, can we put it in lettuce?
Yeah.
And then whenever anyone has a salad or is like on a diet or has like lettuce in a sandwich, we're all going to, as a country,
a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. We're all as a country going to be eating a little healthier. It's like the folic acid or like fluoride.
Don't know that part of it, but that is a good speculative. It was just crazy, wild, mad science.
Lettuce. Like, why are they using lettuce? Like, is it because it's just like water?
Don't know. I don't
know. What kind of lettuce?
It was like microgreens, not like big lettuce. It was like more like a microgreen.
So they're just
type of lettuce.
Yeah, they're just gonna make it really expensive and give it to the longevity fuckers.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes.
Like, hey, I know that the pill just came out, but a BLT, like
a BLT.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. It's like sci-fi bullshit of like, how else can we give you GLP-1s? What's next? Oreos? I'd be so down.
I'd be so down. Yeah, let's do that.
It's too strong. I will not want the Oreo. I'll be like,
no
way. When I was in semaglutide, it was like I saw a TV commercial for an Oreo, and I was like, I hate this. I want to throw up.
Oh my god, no way!
Oh,
like you aversion to Oreos?
Yeah, it's food aversion. Like anything like a photo of an Oreo on TV is like the least offensive thing you could see, and I was like, no, I'm not having it.
When I am nauseous on my GLP-1, I'm that way, but like, not baseline.
No. I do feel like semaglutide specifically had a lot of food aversions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when I switched to Manjaro, like that got better. And then I ate more and then I lost more, which is weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's why. I'm just saying that was the difference. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, maybe this is a bad thing. It wasn't. It was good. I probably should have been eating more to begin with. Anyway.
Well, I'm going to throw another, like, this is a bonus story in there. There was another research article just published that only like 20% of people get their recommended energy intake when taking a GLP-1.
What do we mean energy intake? Is that like
calories, protein, micronutrients, like all of that? That's crazy. Like people are not eating enough. They're not getting more.
That makes sense to me though. Like honestly, if you look for searches, one of those search for things on the internet is what I eat in a day. People don't know what to eat because diet culture broke our brains. I'm telling you.
Let's be real. Like diet culture, and you're losing weight the old-fashioned way. You're not eating enough either.
No.
It was like, oh, you're hungry. Drink some water. Like
oh my god, that was such a thing. Yeah, just drink water. It'll fill your stomach right up.
For your meal. Eat some ice chips. Like
Oh, get a sugar-free popsicle. You'll be fine. What? No.
That was my like childhood. It was like, oh, you're heavy, Maria. Why don't you drink more water? Like,
yes. Oh yeah, drink more water. Go play. And I was really active too. That's the thing. Bunch of crap. Anyway,
it's a bunch of crap. Bunch of horse hockey.
It is a bunch of crap. Stupid. I'm telling you, I have a really good episode with the dietitian that's coming out tomorrow. It's early for everybody who is a member. You'll get it today, but it's a very good one because I asked her at some point. I was like, "What do you need people to do macros and diets and all the things on GLP-1?" She's like, "Just eat more protein." And I was like, "You're a dietitian." She's like, "I'm also on them." She's like, more protein in vegetables and fruits. Like, like just do that. You'll be fine. I'm like, that's why a lot of dietitians don't like us, because they're like, because that's the advice. But I mean, there's right for
or there's other dietitians that are like, you have to do it the right way, which is while you're visiting me.
Exactly.
You have to have my secret sauce. Okay, we're down to two. Down to two. Entering the chat and backyard.
Backyard.
I feel like I know what backyard is.
I think you do too.
This is just me guessing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's all the local legislation at the state level that is threatening access to compounded GLP-1s.
Which one would you pick? It's one specific.
Indiana.
Yep, because it's in Eli Lilly's backyard.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah, so I think you have a better update than I do on this, because you've probably been following it closer than I did. It went to the Senate floor today.
Okay.
And I didn't get to watch it live because it happened like 2 hours ago. So
I haven't seen it.
I didn't get to watch it live either, but I think it has to be voted on by Thursday or it dies. So
don't vote.
Let it die. Let it die. But I also think of all the legislation out there, it's the most likely to get passed.
I say we make TikTok and we say let it unalive, because by the way, we're not allowed to say die on TikTok. Maybe we can now that it's America. People say die all the time. Unalive.
Are we sure they've changed the algorithm yet? They can't keep the power on.
No. Let it unalive. Let it unalive.
They can't keep the power on. That was good.
I mean, like, whatever. So that was lackluster, the Indiana one, because there's more to be known later. Yes. But it was just that there was a hearing. It's moving at literal rocket speed. Like, this is like 3 weeks in.
Interesting. Well, you know what kills me about this? Okay, I'm just going to... Don't sue me. I'm only speculating. What kills me about this? The fucking government moves at a snail's pace for everything else. They can't even frickin' decide about people get health insurance or not. It takes some months. Gotta shut down. I'm not getting into the politics. I'm just saying it moves slow. But now, big pharma's and whipping around their big D's, and all of a sudden everything's moving fast. Hashtag Sabina said it first.
Yeah, but really though, like, this is so fast.
So fast. I mean, it just feels so orchestrated. That's the thing. I had this guy on that runs this company called IMAK, like IMAK, and they bring to light like kind of the issues with the patent system and sort of like how it's exploited, right? And for sure, Lily, I'm sorry, but you can't sue me for this. It's the truth. You take advantage of the loopholes in the patent system and you do these things, okay? That is just a fact.
And we call it business.
Yeah. I'm saying, let me. Oh, I got another thing. Keep going. Okay. So this is what a live is like. It's different than a recording, because you guys have always experienced a recording. It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. What was I saying? I don't even remember.
Hot take on something.
Yeah. I don't know. Come back to me later. Next.
Okay. So the last one is entering the chat. Anybody got any guesses on this one?
Any guesses in the chat? No chat.
Entering the chat. My other option for the keyword was like the next hot bombshell, the like intro from like Love Island. If that's any clue.
No, I don't know.
I have ideas.
Big pharma adjacent. It's big pharma related.
I have ideas, but I don't know what's public or not. So if a story broke while I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, I'll just share so we don't have to like worry about that. So one of the other pharmaceutical big boys called Roche announced their clinical trial data for their dual agonist product, which is a direct competitor to Eli Lilly's tirzepatide and Zepbound. And it performed better in the clinical trials.
Ooh.
And it beat them by 2 full % in the phase 2 clinical trial.
Phase 2,
yeah.
So we have like another one.
Yeah, we're years away from it coming to market, but it was a big swing in the financial world saying we're coming out, we're doing better. They didn't have a side effect profile yet. But interesting. You're like, whoo, the competition is heating up.
I know. I love it. I think, and that's what they were saying at Obesity Week too, is like the future is just that like we're going to have, basically like customized, which is just amazing.
So many versions of it. It's insane. They're all working on different things, long-lasting ones, mRNA ones. Like they're just all happening different over the next decade. There's going to be release of just so many different things.
Yeah. It kind of blows my mind. I will still talk to people like that'll like book time for coaching and stuff. And they'll be like, is this just forcing me into a calorie deficit? And I'm like, no, If it was just that, then all of these new ones wouldn't be making you lose more, because it's not just forcing you to further calorie deficit. It's working in a lot of different things, right? But a lot of people still think that. That's why they're not weight loss meds, for the record.
It's stopping your brain from fighting you.
Yeah. Constantly, like because it keeps trying to.
Yeah. And the other thing I always say is like GLP-1 is a hormone. Like, would you say estrogen or testosterone does like one thing in your body? Absolutely not.
Totally not. Oh, such a good point. Love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, I can't wait to hear. Look, someone put stuff. Hold on, we got some. The new GLP. That's right. What's it called again?
The new one doesn't have a name. It's a bunch of letters and numbers that I didn't write down, and I cannot remember. So all the pipeline drugs have just like serial numbers, basically. The only one that I know a name of right now is orglobropin. I don't know how to say that very well.
I don't either.
Are you thinking
of Eli Lilly's triple agonist? It's set to release at the end of this year.
It's a triple agonist.
Triple
agonist?
At the triple end of the year? 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I heard that one. I remember orforglipron. That's cool.
Yeah, that one. I can't say
related to that, what the letter and the numbers are, it might be, is the NDA number, which is the new drug. I'm going to mess this up. Okay, it's in the next sheet. It's the new drug. These are my notes from my new drug application number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that is relevant to what I'm going to talk about.
Oh. Well, did we get all of your stories in, Maria? Did we get all your stories in?
That's it. You guys did it. I'm so happy.
I feel like there's somewhere where we have claps. I just don't know how to use it. Yeah. I feel like the Wizard of Oz, like when he's like, I can't come back. I don't know how it works. Like, you know, when he's in the balloon and he's leaving, that's me with a lot of technology, which is crazy. I'm a tech marketer. So anyway, okay, cool. All right. So that was a fun game. We'll play that again next time. I like it.
Okay. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Oh, I liked it. Okay.
It was fun.
Sabina.
Okay. Do you want the extra bad news or just the bad news first?
I think in this situation, the bad news and then the extra bad news.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Clearly Maria disagrees.
I was like, give me the full scoop.
Okay. So there's 2 new pieces of legislation.
Yeah.
In Mississippi, it's SB 2544.
Okay.
And this is, like everything else, looking at APIs, regulating APIs, very similar to a lot of the other legislation that we have.
Yeah.
One thing that's both in the Indiana bill, maybe in the Florida bill is like fucking nasty. And in this one, in the other piece of legislation, that's the other piece of news, is it talks about how the compounder must confirm that the API was reviewed as part of a new drug application or NDA, right? And it's really unclear what that practically means like, in real life for compounders, because like the new drug application might have confidential information about how the drug is produced, or not all of that information is public. So it may be impossible for API manufacturers to completely replicate everything that's going on there. Parts of the manufacturing process for that might be patented, potentially. It's kind of a weird standard that people can't meet. On top of that, it has like a lot of the other things like a certificate of analysis in it, like potency stuff. And like the Florida legislation, it has a $1,000 fine per illegally compounded dose.
Oh my God. So basically what you're saying is that in order for them to comply, let's just say it that way, in order for them to comply with this, if this were to happen, right, they're going to have processes, procedures, and people, right, to be able to do this, which means they're going to have to charge more. And when that happens, compound won't be an affordable option anymore.
Right? That begs the question, why did they pick $1,000 as the number?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that like the branded price? It's very close to that.
You know, maybe name brand is just like,
we're all speculating. Don't sue us.
Really set on $1,000 a month. You know, like it's the golden number for them. Yeah. Okay. Second piece of legislation is in Washington.
Yeah.
It is House Bill 2613, HB 2613. And the reason why this one's worse is it's similar to the original Indiana bill, meaning it functionally shuts down all compounding in Washington state, and it's going to committee Friday, or the 30th.
What?
Right.
Again, it's Indiana speed.
It's going to committee Friday. Is the 30th Friday? It's the 27th.
Just like you said, though, you were like, they're all gonna copy each other. Like they're all gonna like. It feels like dominoes. That's what it feels like.
Well, it's like the bills were all written by the same people.
Interesting.
That's what it's like.
What? Who would have the playbook though? That's so weird.
So I will say it has a lot of similar things like the new drug application, API certifications. It has $1,000 per dose, just like the other one. And it has also, as a severe penalty, mandatory revocation of the pharmacy license itself.
Whoa.
And it also starts immediately upon enactment.
So like 2 weeks from now. Well, not 2 weeks, like a month.
Right? Like if it moves a lightning speed.
But they have to stop immediately.
Yeah. And it's going to committee on Friday. I will leave for Kim to put in the show notes a place where you can write written testimony if you're in Washington. Yeah. And you might also be able to sign up to do in-person testimony if you can go to the Capitol.
Yeah. Please do. We really are learning that moves the needle, friends. Like all of us that go to these things, it does.
It matters.
We consider it does. Not to mention, like, also there's media there, and if we like that, there's just it's hard to scroll. Like it's so easy to do this, but when you're right there in front of them and you're suffering, and you will suffer if things go away. It's very different. I'm telling you, I've never been idealistic at all until this, and then I saw it in person. It is true. It is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabina, I don't know how much background you've done on this. There are some major compounders in Washington, right?
Yes, let me
look which ones.
Database.
I'm just like in my mind, like Washington is sparking something in my brain for like one of the bigger compounders as well. That's hearsay. I don't know. Sabina's got the resource at GLP-1 winner to know all of these things. So
this is Lori. You guys know Lori? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, while she's looking that up, I think that I think that what you're saying too is like with it sort of like dominoing, I think with the states, then there's at some point that they're going to have more of a federal, I think, position on this, right? I think that's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that how it works, friends? Okay.
Yeah, it is a playbook. I don't know why the order of the playbook is falling out the way it is, like whether it's people that are in those states or what. I'm just waiting for them to come to Michigan. I'm ready here. I live in the capital. I'm ready to go.
This limitation on compounders will drive away more people to gray market. Yes, it will.
Yeah, well,
it will.
It's so tricky to navigate. I know for folks. Agreed. Like I think, and I will tell you, like I understand. Like there's no way that I don't have empathy about having or like people thinking like I gotta be careful what I say, guys. It's not advice. Like going gray, right? But what I will say is I still understand because I think that just like we're seeing, right? It's not that this is a weight loss medication. These medicines are treating serious diseases and disorders, right? And they're not doing anything about it. Like they're just making it like, $500 when I don't know about you guys, but my groceries are $500. Like, and it's really hard to stretch it all and make it last,
Yes.
So, I mean, it's like we're not gonna have groceries, but you're going to treat your disease. Like that's the decision people are having to make. So if they can choose to do something from what we have, like whether it's peptides right here, God, what are we going to do about the peptide thing? Does this affect peptide stuff?
It doesn't seem to affect peptides, but I will say it impacts all compounding. So that means
because technically
people won't be able to take medication if they can't swallow a pill. That means that people who are near end of life will not be able to get treatment to make them feel better if they can't swallow a pill.
Yeah.
Like there's veterinary care, autoimmune diseases, allergies. There's so many different uses for compounding.
Well, like my kiddo, he has autism and he could not just till recently swallow a pill. Let me just tell you how cool that was that when he did. He's 13. It took that long though, right? For him to like mature enough to go, okay, I can try this. Like I can do this, And but like when he would get chronic ear infections and we needed to go liquid for a really long time. And that we get it from compound pharmacy. Because he's big. So we need more. So it's not like the standard thing that they have, So it's really important, and there's also, like you said, with the allergies, like that's a thing too. Like people have food allergies and sometimes things are made with different, ingredients. Yeah. So I think it's complete bullshit. Like I think we all do,
Yeah. I wish they would just call it what they want to call it. Like it's about GLP-1s.
Yeah, that's what it's about. The Washington bill is broad compounding, but it says weight loss multiple places.
Does it really?
Yes.
My God.
Like they fucked up like copy pasting the bill from another bill.
Well, I will say this is like a hearsay, but like in the hallway of the Indiana hearing that I was at, I heard one of the senators talking to another senator being like, we should have just left the bill like it was originally with GLP-1 in it.
Oh my
God.
I
was like, ma'am.
Ma'am.
But it's like, okay, so we know where we were at. Like,
yeah.
Like we all know what they're doing.
Yeah, we all know. Like the thing is like if you just get rid of compounded GLP-1s, I still think that is awful. Like so many people in Washington state will lose access. It's going to have a profound negative impact on a lot of people's budgets and health and access to care.
Yep.
But attacking all of compounding is just inhumane.
I agree.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
There are so many people in like vulnerable positions that need compounded medication. Like even cats and dogs need compounding.
Yeah.
Right? I wish we had like a statistic for how many people like touch compounding. Like I would bet it's like really high that at some point in your life you touch compounding.
I have.
Like whether it's palliative care or children or something in the middle, like I'm willing to bet we all come pretty close to it, if not all of us.
Yeah, I have like 5 or 6 compounded medications like that I just take normally because
it's crazy
helpful. Or like you think about like there's a lot of medications. Like one common use case of compounding is like in your eye, because there are medications that you need in your eye, like an antibiotic, but you don't want any preservatives in there. Or you like maybe you have a mild allergy to something. You need to get rid of the preservatives so that you can have eye drops that will work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think is the one that so is the one in Florida, is it just did you say they amended it to be just GLP-1s?
The Florida one is targeting weight loss, but it is like very thoroughly shutting it down. Now, like if it passed, there's still going to be compounding pharmacies in Florida that are going to try to keep going? Probably. I don't know. Those people are crazy. Like Florida businessmen, they're kind of like a different breed. But yeah, they're kind of crazy. Like, so I'm sure someone's going to try, but like functionally, it's very difficult to follow the law. And similarly, like, let me double check the Washington bill, but the Washington bill, if I remember correctly, takes effect immediately. Yeah, immediate effect. So like if this was actually about safety and you wanted like all the businesses to be able to respond to like a major change in regulatory, you would expect that it would be like, well, in 6 months or in a year, it will actually take effect. But the fact that it takes effect immediately, no one could claim that that is goodwill, like law.
No,
absolutely not. I would hope that the bare minimum of pushback would be let people get their shit together. Like, because remember when they had to stop compounding during the shortage, they had like certain ones had like, I think it was like 30 or 60 or 90 days, something like that to be able to do it, because it's not just what, like, it's not, but they need it. And I hope that would be a flag, right? Because it's not just about the business and what it would do for the business and what that happens to the economy. It's what it does to the patient, right? Yes. You know,
like, if someone can only afford or can only tolerate compounded GLP-1s, if suddenly they lose access to their medication, like you shouldn't be stopping these medications cold turkey. And the same can be said for a lot of other medications that might be being compounded.
Yeah.
I just think it's really inhumane and cruel to do that to someone's healthcare access.
Yeah.
Well, and just think about like this from like not our landscape, because we live in this, like we live in this regulation. I'm just like taking my compounded tirzepatide. I'm like living my life. And then all of a sudden I go to reorder and it's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is how this is happening. This isn't major news. Like people aren't talking about this. You're just going to like go to reorder and it's going to be gone.
They'll get an email and be like, sorry, you know, and that's it. We have a question in the chat. I feel like this is the Sabina.
Is now time to stockpile? Look, the Indiana bill, which is most likely to pass, does not come until July. The Florida bill, which, you know, might go somewhere, is immediate effect, and that would cause some shortages. So I think it's helpful to have maybe like a 3-month like backup or extra medication, because if you're not in one of these states and it passes, it might impact your ability to fill your prescription as quickly.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in Washington, this bill is moving very fast. I'm not an expert on Washington state law. I don't know if the governor is going to like race to sign this as soon as it passes, and it could happen in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
I don't know how fast things work in Washington, but if you're in Washington state and you're nervous, you could. I mean, I don't like telling people to stock up, because I feel like historically telling people to stock up has been used to like get people to buy medication.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have also seen in our community, full disclosure, people do that and get trash. So please be careful before you fall into that trap. I know that it is easy to panic.
If I can do a shout out, GLP-1 winner looks at all the reviews and all the stuff, and Sabina does her own reviews of every single place. So if you're like thinking in that mentality,
every single place, like
go to GLP-1 winner.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's 40 of them. I'm one person. Every month.
40 months.
Whatever.
Yeah, but like
it's on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Sure. I would like to try them all.
Yeah.
I think like we also break down multiple month buying, but honestly, like I don't like telling people to buy more than 3 months up front.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like first of all, I think the price will continue to go down for compounded. And there's like a good sweet spot of like you save some money if you buy 3 months versus monthly, but like you aren't stuck on a treatment that maybe isn't working. Like I think it's much more palatable to buy multiple months up front if you're in maintenance, you kind of know what works and you don't know what's going to happen. But imagine you're still ramping up and you're new and you're on semaglutide, like maybe you won't be able to tolerate a dose, or you'll stall out for months and you've committed, you've already bought this medication and you want to switch to tirzepatide, but you kind of can't, or like it's just going to be really expensive. So that's some of why I don't like saying to buy more than 3 months. But of course, if money is no object, do whatever you want, you know? But
go crazy.
If money was not an object, then you would just buy the brand. Like,
just buy a pharmacy.
Like, brand doesn't really, at least when I was on, I couldn't tolerate the dosing schedule. I couldn't.
Well, so this might be something good to bring up. So I noticed, I think it was last week, that Dave was posting that Lilly was going to have something available, and y'all help me with the right wording, where they were getting like the vials approved where it wasn't necessarily like single dose. It was like multi-use.
Yeah. It's like a multi-vial.
Yeah. Right. Is that what they called it? Multi-dose? What are they calling it?
Yeah. Multi-dose vial.
Yeah. So I think and I said on a comment, and I was like, it just feels like a way, like, and you know, he knows more about this than I do, but I was like, it just feels like a way to be like, there's no argument for compound custom dose, which I feel like is probably the biggest like argument, custom dose. I think we can all agree to that. But they're almost saying, yeah, like custom dose is the thing. We've clearly seen it in market, right? So now we're going to adjust and meet that demand. But what does that also do? It says, well, you don't need compound, right? You don't need compound because now you can do this and you can buy it and it's custom dose, right? And he's like, no, like, I don't think it was that, because I feel like they would have done this a long time ago. And everything I've seen with them from go to market from the beginning has been a phased approach. And it's just like the IMAC guy said, like, it literally is like they're playing 4D chess. Like anything that we think that we know, they are always 10 steps ahead. You know?
Well, there's about 1 billion racketeering cases that are saying this is a historic pattern, and they're just playing by the same book they've been playing with for 100 years.
And like you would hope that somebody would be looking at that and considering that when they're seeing all this trash come through. Like, but I say hope, but I don't know if I have any when it comes to politics. I don't know, you know, what can we do?
Historically, like, this is me. I'm not anti-FDA. I think there are a lot of great people at the FDA, and I think the FDA does a lot to make sure that our drugs and food are safe.
Yeah.
But like, there's the stereotype of it's a revolving door of like, you don't actually make that much money when you work for the FDA.
Yeah.
You know, but like, if you leave the FDA and go work for a pharma company, you make a ton of money. So like, why would we want to burn bridges here?
Right. Totally. Don't they sue each other sometimes, the FDA and pharma? I feel like.
Oh yeah, like Eli Lilly sued the FDA over categorizing retatrutide as a biologic.
And they took it to appeal. It's an appeal right now.
Wow.
Because they don't
want it to be compounded, right? That was the goal for retatrutide.
Yeah, they don't want it to be compounded. And if it's a biologic, then it has a longer patent. It's instead of like 6 or 7 years, it's 12 years.
Wow. They just win these damn things every time they get another indication anyway. That's what kills me. It's like, it's just a disgusting web of lies. It's awful.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, guys? Are we speculating on if we think compound's going to go away? Like, at all?
I still don't think compound is going to go away. No. But I do think it's helpful if we could all make some noise when we see this legislation. Yeah. Because, I mean, they've tried, this is a phased approach. They've tried a lot of other things so far. Yeah. And this is like a really broad statement that's not technically correct, but by and large, a lot of the lawsuits have not gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
By and large. And so to me, they're hoping that people are not politically engaged, because let's be real, most of us aren't that much. Yeah. And most pieces of legislation at the state level, like they don't get comments on anything. So if you are in Indiana, Florida, Virginia, Mississippi, or Washington, particularly Indiana, Florida, or Washington, right? Call your representatives. And
so 12% of the US is affected.
Yeah. Let them know that you oppose this legislation, and I can put in the comments the names of all the bills so that you can cite the bill. In Washington, it's HB 2613. In Mississippi, it's SB 2544.
We're going to put all this in the show notes after so you guys can like see all these things so that when you call, I think it would be great if we could put together some language for people to call and like voicemail.
Hey, like a template? Oh, that would be good.
Like a template. Yeah.
A template.
Email template and a call template. There's get on the damn phone. I'm telling you, these people, you get their voicemails, they got to listen. They gotta listen, you know,
they signed up for this job. They signed up to be a public servant.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
You pay their salaries.
I'm not saying that they'll do something different, but I am saying that if you don't say anything, that they're going to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
They're whatever they think is best, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't memorized. I just questioned myself. So it's Indiana SB 282, Florida Senate Bill 860, Florida House Bill 877, and then Virginia Bill 917, House Bill 917. Okay, I haven't memorized. I couldn't find it in my notes, even though it's just there. But okay, here's what you can do. Call, email. If you're specifically in Washington, there's a link that we'll put in the show notes where you can submit testimony before it goes to committee on Friday, which would be ideal. Submit testimony against it before it goes to committee on Friday. You can also visit the state capitol and their offices if you live close enough. And you can also visit your local district offices, which I highly recommend if you live close. Many of these bills are Senate bills, so you might not have a senator directly near you, but if you're in a small state, like usually it's not that far. In-person visits really help. I will say, tell them your story. Tell them how important compounding is. Tell them what a difference it has made in your life. Tell them if this bill passes and you lost access to compounding, what impact that would have. Would it mean that you can no longer get your medication that has changed your life?
Yeah.
Would it mean that your entire family loses access to medication that has changed their lives?
And abruptly.
Yeah, abruptly. And tell your story, tell your story and tell them you really, really care about this issue. And it's taking a medication that is currently still too expensive, but affordable to you and making it unaffordable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like if you think about it, there are people that in order to get their medicine, they buy it. They agree to like get 3 months at a time, but they're breaking it up with like Afterpay and Klarma and those kinds of things, make it affordable. Like that's, but you can't do that with brand. Like that's not, oh God, now they're going to come up with that, aren't they? I just gave them an idea. Sorry,
dang it.
Dang it. I got to stop doing that. I'm an idea person. I can't help it. I'm wondering too, like, I want people to like, because I tell you, I never believe this stuff when people tell me this before I got into this work. But like, if you think about it, in 3 years, I mean, really 3, right? We have gone from a medicine that was $1,400 a month, right, to going down to $500 a month. In 3 years, in big pharma, where they're literally, we've seen like abusing the patent system, right? Yeah. Why has that happened? What's the thing that's changed? It's us. That's the thing that's changed. It's us going on social, making podcasts, interviews, being on the news and pushing and having pressure and showing up in the courtroom, right? Like that's what's changed is the pressure, right? And the voices and us raising it. And I know that sounds, because I used to hear that and go, okay, whatever, it fucking works. I'm telling you, like show up and just get a shirt. Like that's what I did. I said, my husband made up the idea. I said, make GLP-1s affordable. And we talked to the news and all these different things. And it was great, And so I think but it's going to be a domino effect for us too, right? Like, because we have to all be doing it. But the louder we get, that's when they can't ignore us. But we do have to get loud and we do have to stay organized. I think that's the piece too,
Organized is good, yeah.
Yeah. Especially these days, like I should also be very careful. Like these days, things are, is tumultuous the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy life.
Like you can say what you need to say in the way that you need to say it without escalating things, because we don't want that. Okay. We want everybody safe. Right. But it is important. And I want everybody to like, I'm going to see if I can work something out with ChatGPT. Let's talk after this. See if we can do that.
Yeah, I think that's what
people can copy and paste or download and use as an email template, and like where they can fill in the blanks and just make it really easy, because this can feel very overwhelming if you haven't done it before. I'm overwhelmed by it. So I'm sure others are. So let me reconvene with friends, and then we'll come back to this. And then I need to get everybody's emails and stuff. I'm really bad about that. I've never really focused on the monetization thing, but I will put it here so you can come back to it, and I will make a video. So just be watching on the show and on the plus size platforms.
Yeah. Too. And one thing I've done on GLP Winner, because we have a newsletter, if people have subscribed to the newsletter and they live in those states, we have emailed them and said, hey,
that's great.
Legislation is happening. And we've heard back from some of them. They've contacted their representatives as a result of that.
Yeah. So. I feel like if we reached out to other friends that have big platforms and mentioned this, we could get something collective together.
Yeah, not everybody has every state people are in. We just have that on GLP Winner because people search by state, right? We just have right. Yeah. What I wish and what we can maybe do is whatever telehealth you are using, put pressure on them to speak out about this.
Yeah.
Put pressure on them to email their patients that are in these states and tell them that they could lose access to their medication, because that is actually absolutely powerful. Many telehealths have way more people, patients than like I have on my email list.
Yeah, for sure.
So if we can all put pressure on whatever telehealth that we get our medication from, even if that's like sending a message to your doctor, if that doesn't cost anything, which often it doesn't. And just like, hey, I'm in Washington State, this piece of legislation I don't like, and I'm worried I'm going to lose access to compounding. What are you doing about it?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to know. Yeah. I mean, it is that simple though, like it really is.
The telehealth companies are really, really powerful in this situation, not only because they want to defend their businesses, but also like they just have so many patients in all the states, right? Ooh, thank you.
Super sticker.
Super stickers.
Yeah. Oh, no, they have so many things in so many states, right? And I know they're like worried about like, well, what about privacy and whatever? But it's like, okay, you guys have newsletters.
Yeah.
You guys have newsletters. You know what states people are in. That is not private to you.
No, I know.
So sending out a news blast to these specific states and these patients would be helpful. I also wish that telehealth, I don't know if they're watching this, telehealth would contact their affiliates who are influencers and just let them know this exists.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because there are people in our community on TikTok who are in favor of this legislation. Really? And I don't like that.
Really?
That's scandalous.
I'm not going to name any names. People can look at content, but like, I'm not a fan of this legislation. I'm not a fan of big pharma deciding how compounding works, because we know they want it to go away.
For sure.
Right? Pharma doesn't like that compounding exists. So when I see creators supporting this, and many of the TikTok creators who are just affiliates, right, not commenting on it, which is fine if they don't want to comment on it, but I don't want to see them in the comments being like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of things around this area, I do find, I'm careful with this word, because ignorant just means not informed, right? Yes. I think that it is easy to hear these short form content creators, make content and say, this is like this, but really it's usually a lot deeper. So if they hear you say, I am against this and it's called the safe compound, whatever, right? Then they're like, well, I'm not going to say I'm not for safety, because we're all for safety, but that's not what this is about. And I think that's the piece that we need to identify here, is that that is the guise.
Yes.
Right? Like that's just right. It's under the guise of we're just trying to make everything safer. Right. Yeah. But that's not what's happening. They're rolling out the 3D, right? Dyes in the chest and all the things and playing all the games they know what to do. And they're coming. It's a battle, guys. Like, I mean, there's like, ultimately at the end of the day, billions of dollars are on the line. Like, that's where we're at. And every day that somebody refills the compound and doesn't buy something from Lilly, that's money they're losing. And I don't even mean every day. People, if you think about all over the world, we're talking every like minutes, hours, right? Like it compounded, like that's huge, and that's why this fight is coming like from all different ways, right? It's not just like, oh, one lawsuit, oh, it's one thing, or oh, let me do the telehealth, or oh, let me this. This has been a series of shit coming down for 2 years now, at least, right? With these types of things. So now they're trying to be like, all right, let's change the law, right? Yeah. So that piece of it, and I think like it's one thing when this sounds bad, when they're all swinging their D's around and suing each other. It's another thing when they're trying to change our laws, right?
And that's us, right? Yeah. And can I just spill some tea related to this? So like a lot of these pieces of legislation require that the API manufacturer, active ingredient manufacturer, is inspected by the FDA, which they are inspected by the FDA, right? Like maybe not on the cadence that the legislation wants, but it basically says that if you get, I can't remember the abbreviations. There's like a great inspection result, there's a pretty good inspection result, and there's OAI, which is official action indicating, meaning it's not gone well.
Yeah.
And if you have the official action indicated, where the FDA wants you to improve anything after the manufacturing facility is inspected, they want that manufacturing facility to not be allowed to have compounded GLP-1s. And we know the FDA put together a green list of compounded GLP-1 manufacturers that they felt were safe. This just ignores that. And let me say that FDA indication of that it needs official action needed. You know what? There's a drug manufacturing facility in Indiana, Catalent, that is owned by Novo Nordisk, that just got that in October. They just got official action indicated. But this legislation is not about safer drugs. This legislation is about compounds. And we always knew it was going to be under the guise of safety. Because in healthcare, you can kind of argue anything and be like, it's for safety.
Yeah, I'm doing it because keep people safe.
You can kind of argue anything and be like, no, it's for safety.
Yeah.
But like that Catalent plant has gotten multiple warning letters from the FDA. It seems fucking nasty, right? From what I read.
Recalls. Recalls.
They had a major Wegovy recall that launched the day that they launched the Wegovy pill. Why? Because if you Google Novo Nordisk and Wegovy, you're going to see the crazy marketing spend on the launch of the Wegovy pill. You're not going to see that they just did a major recall because there was fucking hair in the Wegovy. Okay,
you know what they're doing. I'm telling you, it's 3D chess. There's so
many.
But
the whole thing, they get to keep making it there. They got in trouble and they get to keep going.
They get to keep making it there because technically it's still past their FDA inspection. And they're saying that compounding facilities that get a similar designation won't be able to be, or API manufacturers that will be used for compounding will not be able to exist.
Yeah.
Double standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and I think like, and I go back to this a lot whenever Sabina's on, because I remember when we first met in person, and she was like, I really do think that this issue, like with GLP-1s, with the issues with access, like everything, like all these things, this is sort of the catalyst to change our system. I think everybody's always wanted to change the healthcare system. We all think it's straight fucking trash, right? I mean, it's not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying UK's is better or anything like that, but I am saying ours is garbage and it's a problem. But we've never really had a problem big enough that we could all rally around enough to go, okay. And while we're sort of doing these things in this community and like working with the OAC or Treat and Reduce Obesity Act, like, or we're trying to do these different things, like from an advocacy perspective within the system, we're also kind of breaking the system, right? And this is probably the opportunity for that, like, because all the people, like all the haves are not going to be interested in making the system better. But the have-nots, and there's more of us, right, are the ones that can be like, this does need to change, you know? So I think we really need to consider that as we move forward. And I think these are different ways that we can do that. And I will put, go meet with my friends. I'm going to put everything in the show notes again, so you guys can take part. But this is like, I cannot say this, stress this enough. They are moving very fast. And that never happens in politics, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means we need to move very fast.
It's interesting, Kim. Last week, I went to like a meetup here in Austin for healthcare. And I sat next to this woman. I don't remember her name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But she was like the head of a major hospital initiative here, which is like Dell Medical Center. She like helped build it. I can't remember if she was a PhD or a MD, but she'd like helped build this entire thing. And she just quit and she was doing some kind of startup. And I told her what I did and I explained it. And I was like, hey, I moved from video games to healthcare. And she was like, why'd you do that? And I was like, well, I decided I want to do something in healthcare and change the world and try to make our healthcare system better. And I was like, what can I do? I don't have a healthcare background.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know how healthcare works. Yeah. And I talked to her and she said to me at one point, you know, I think actually what you're doing is the most important thing when you're bypassing the system of like that are entrenched, because anyone who's in the system who is successful doesn't want the system to change. Powerful people who are making a ton of money don't want the system to change because what they are making a ton of money and they're already powerful. Change just risks that. Right. And so all of the incumbent powers in healthcare don't want it to change because they're doing great.
Yeah.
It really is on us. I truly think GLP-1s are a catalyst where we are, for the first time, many people are engaged in their own healthcare. Many people are paying out of pocket for a not cheap drug that they have not paid out of pocket before.
Right.
You know what that does? That gives us power.
It does.
That takes power away from the other people in the healthcare industry and gives it to us. It shows that we can move mountains.
Yes. And they don't like that. So, and clearly, like, there have been many things that why we don't think this is moving fast enough, why we don't think it's cheap enough, why we don't think there's enough availability. The needle that we have moved in this amount of time, I'm telling you guys, it's unheard of. Like, you know, I think the only thing that may even be close is when we had on Dr. Kessler and he was talking about the HIV med when that one came out. Right. And it's because they went to the patent office and they were like, hey, I'm dying because you're allowing this. Right. Like, because that is very powerful. Right. And it's very true. So just like, I mean, and that change happened. Like, that change did happen. Right. So it can happen. It does happen. It is happening. And you are a part of it. So let's all work together and blow these people up with our fucking stories so that they have to listen. Because honestly, like, I find a lot of times if you're just loud enough, they'll go, okay. You know, so let's just make them do that. Okay, fine. You have what you're right. You know, because they need to really be looking at this thing for what it is, not that, oh, we're here to make everybody safer, you know, because while I'm sure that everybody wants that. And that is part of the intent. It is not the reason, you know? Okay.
We all have homework.
All have homework. Oh, look. Oh, see, those who are listening, you can't tell the fireworks right now.
How does it work?
I didn't know you can turn it off, but I'm not gonna because I love it.
Yeah.
I can undo confettis too. Is it the balloons or confetti? Oh, balloons. See, there we go. All right. And also, if you want to compare providers, go to glpwinner.com because they sponsor this podcast. /+sides. Okay. All right. We will wrap everything up. Come back and check the show notes, would you? And you can watch us on demand. Send it to your friends. Also, any friends in the next thing, any friends in the state that you know that are taking the medicine on compound, right? Send this to them because this is probably where they're getting their medicine from.
Indiana, Florida, Virginia, Mississippi, and Washington.
Yes, all that. So if it's you or if it's you just know somebody in those states and you know they're on compound, send it around. All right, all together. Break. Like it. All right, I'm going to end the live now. What a mess I am. I swanny. This is what happens. I do lives at the end of the day because basically, you know, the meds are wearing off and we all know in this world. So, okay.
That was fun. I love that.
Fun, right?
Yeah. It wasn't too long either.
No, it's perfect. All right, I'm clicking end stream. Hasta la pasta. End. Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity, related diseases and disorders, and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are
you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to The Plus Side's Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.